Nope, he's not going to do it. No, George, no, he's not going to do it yet.
Purposely this time.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is JK'z Watchblower. I am your host tonight, J Dubs. With me is a couple cats that are under my chair, I thought. Sorry. Anyways, with me to my left is my wife, Jennifer. How are you doing tonight?
Doing okay.
And depending on how you look at it, because our editing team is a bunch of retards, if you right below me and Jen is in the tall grass, she's just outside in her front yard. She's just laying in the grass. She hasn't mowed yet. Is Miss Aline Clark? How you doing, Aline? Oh, she left. Oh, she's there.
I don't leave. I want to know why I can't see Jen.
Maybe. Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, almost every time I watch it and they're on the same camera, I can only see like half of each of them.
How about now?
Now I can see her.
Okay. All right. So what were we doing? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in the grass in her front yard, she fell down. No. Miss Aline Clark, welcome back to the show. It's been a while. How you doing tonight?
I am good.
And to the left of Aline is our great friend, brother to me, Mr. George Muzzy, with a great shirt. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And above him is Miss Jacqueline Lynch. How are you?
I'm good. Hi.
And I'd just like to point out that Jen and I are sporting the first ever two types of shirts that were made several years ago. So just wanted to go throwback. Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about our friends or our family members who have some sort of a small business and or I don't want to use the word hobby, but I'll just use it because I can't really think of the word I want to use. That we want to, give them some shout outs here and help them grow their business. Because every day we're talking to people about what we do. We're promoting. We're always uploading a bunch of shorts and stuff all over. So Jen actually had a great idea. Why don't we just do that for our family and our friends? Because isn't that who the first ones we hit up, other than strangers at the bus stop? And, you just go up to them and be like, hey, here's a business card. So we all thought it would be a great idea to help our friends and family's business grow. So because it was your idea, you get to go first.
Okay. I have a girl I used to work with at Clifton, Heather Wilkins. It's Wilkins Cakery LLC. She does specialty custom cakes, cupcakes, cookies with funky designs. She does brownies, Rice Krispie treats. She's based out of Clifton Springs.
I don't know what those are, yeah.
She did our wedding cake, cupcakes. She did a few cakes for Jeff for a birthday I made. She did my parents' anniversary cakes. She's very good. But you can visit her on Instagram or Facebook for pictures or what she offers, and the prices are pretty good. Contact her on Instagram or hw.cakes@yahoo.com.
And I can verify that because not only does this individual make excellent. Sorry, I'm just watching our cat just do something. Not only does she make excellent pastries and everything like that, cakes. Quick story. One of the old guys that I worked with for years and years and years was retiring a few years ago. He's an old throwback guy to the 70s. He was a Harley Davidson guy. And I had this idea of making a half-sheet booby cake, okay? And I reached out to her, and she said, absolutely, what do you want? I told her, well, I mean, we already get violated on this show for the most dumbest thing, so I'll just say it. I had her make one boob showing the nipple, and she had the Harley Davidson. I will find the picture. The Harley Davidson, what do you call it? The bikini top and the bikini bottom. I don't want to go in there, but it was pretty cool. He was absolutely amazed, and the first place that he cut was right between her legs. So yeah, I highly do recommend Heather Wilkins cake. Yes. So, and I'll find the picture. You guys will die laughing over it. It's hilarious. So. But all right, who's up next? George. I don't know, son.
All right. Now, I became friends with the owner and actually pretty good friends with his son who worked there who might actually be running it at this point. His father was close to retirement. And a lot of you have heard of it because he actually started out with one store and now he has 11. It's Hep Sales.
Oh.
Hep Sales started in Waterloo, right next, I guess technically, a lot of people call it Geneva, but it's Waterloo.
Steve Burger.
He started there where the old Ames store was, and now he's expanded, and he's got one in Penn Yan,
Yeah.
Canandaigua, Newark, Ithaca, Dryden, Cortland, I think. And I know he has one in Sayre, Pennsylvania, one in Horseheads. He basically, like I said, started out, it was a one person, as a one store operation, and he was able to make enough money and he expanded. What I like about it is it's, heating, electrical, and plumbing, but it's kind of personal. Like when you go in, it's not like when you go into a box store, and I don't want to mention the box stores that you go into for these things, but half the time you have a hard time finding somebody to help you. You go into one of these stores and the guy behind the counter, well, if he can't tell you exactly where it is, he'll come out and he'll help you find it on the floor. Perfect example is I worked there for a while. I worked in the distribution center, which is also in Waterloo. But after I worked there, I was looking for a part, and I went into the box store down the road. And the guy, I had my part, and I had the part I thought would replace it. And the guy said, "Oh," I showed him my part, and he said, "Oh, I have nothing that'll fix that." My house is less than 20 years old. It's all new piping. I mean, it's Zern piping. So it was a plumbing part. So I was like, all right. I went and I set the part on the counter, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I drove down the street, and the guy came out and got it, and he literally brought up to the counter the exact same part I had in my hand at the other store.
Wow.
So I think it's personable. I think, they help you a little better. And if they don't have it, just like other stores, well, this store has it. You can either go to that other store if you need it, like right now, or in a couple days, they will personally bring it to a store closer to you. So I just, yeah, it was, like I said, it's just a privately owned thing that he just happened to make it big enough, and he expanded into like 11 different locations.
I'll vouch for what you're saying, because the few times that I've been into the Hep here in Penn Yan, very friendly staff. They like to treat you as a individual. And I went in there. I was like, listen, I think I need this part, but the guy was like, actually, you just need this part. And very friendly, very helpful, very knowledgeable. So yeah. I absolutely, yep.
Yeah, and that's what I like about it is it's still, even though it's a smaller franchise, but it's a franchise, it's still like a family-owned business.
Yep.
They still run it today like a family-owned business. I don't, like I said, I don't know if his son has taken over yet. But if he has, they're in great hands, because his son was very knowledgeable, knew everything, as a matter of fact, when I worked there, I did a lot of duck and goose hunting. Well, a lot of that's done in the middle of winter.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my blind one day, and there was like a 20-mile-an-hour wind, but it was 0 degrees outside. So inside my blind, I don't feel the wind. But 0 degrees is still 0 degrees. He found me the heater. He looked it up, and he researched and found where they could get the heater that I need to keep in my blind. It's just a little small heater that just runs off one of them little round things. But he literally, it wasn't in their normal catalogs. He had to research and find it. and this was probably 15 years ago. So we had the internet, but it wasn't what it is today.
Right. Nice. Excellent. And we know that one of the stores, I guess it is the Waterloo, Geneva, whatever.
Yeah.
A few years that burned down. I think we know a guy that used to work there.
They've rebuilt now.
They expanded.
I think they just reconstructed because the old building now, I think almost that whole thing is now just the warehouse.
Okay.
Didn't they put something else, Ace or something in there with it? It was in Geneva, in downtown Geneva. They moved it.
Yes. It was BBO. I'm not gonna Bargain Builders Outlet. One thing that they did was when somebody's tearing down a building or whatnot, they will go in and take out the bathtubs, the sinks, all of that stuff, and they'll bring it in and they'll go through them, make sure they work, and they'll sell them at a discount price. Instead of you going, like you can go to HEP and you can buy a brand new shower, like if you want a stand-up shower, or you might be able to go to the BBO and find one just as nice, maybe needs a little cleaning up, and save some money.
Okay. Cool.
That's the one that I'm pretty sure that's what they moved downtown, because I'm pretty sure the lumberyard is still at the original location. I think it's the BBO, which is like I said, Bargain Builders Outlet or Builders Bargain Outlet. I don't remember exactly, but it's one of those.
Right.
But
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
Good.
is there only one BBO? It's just there in Geneva?
I think Newark. I think there's one. I think Canandaigua or Newark has one. Hornell, there's one in Hornell, New York. And there's one more. I think there's three of them. I think there's four of them. I think there's 4 BBOs. Not every store has it. Like the Penn store is a little smaller. And actually, I think, what other one? There's another one that's kind of smaller. I don't remember which one. But there's 2 that are much smaller stores. Penn is one of them. And I don't remember which the other one is, but there's 2 that are smaller.
Okay.
I don't remember. But yeah, 2 of them are smaller and they don't have everything. They might not even have as much lumber, but because of their location compared to the main store, if they don't have something, like I said, any of them, but if they don't have it, they can get it in a day.
Right.
9 times out of 10, if you really want something and you want to guarantee you're going to get it, go to the Waterloo store, because the Waterloo store itself doesn't have as much in it, but the warehouse is like right there.
Yep.
So as long as the warehouse has it, they can bring it over to you and you can have it in 5 minutes. So.
Well, does the outlet have stuff like kitchen cabinets and flooring?
Yes. Yeah. A lot of that stuff. That's what they do. I mean, they have that in the regular store, but also they have that in the BBO, where a lot of it is maybe unused, like somebody bought
and then they
30
exchange
boxes of it and they only needed 25, and they'll buy that. And then same as, deck boards, not like the Trex, not the one that's made out of wood, the composite decking. A lot of times that they have it brand new, but they also have it where, like I said, somebody bought a bunch, didn't need it, and returned it for a small refund, and they'll sell it back to you a little cheaper. And the main reason they do that is because when they're running it through the machine, when they stop running and they have to put more material in, the color might be a little different.
Right.
Some people don't care about that, Some people want their deck to be exactly the same color. Some people want it to have a variation.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't mind the variation, you can buy from one lot and then buy from another lot that's the same color, basic color, and like maybe go every other board.
Right.
Be a different, slightly different color.
And a lot, by the go to somewhere like a BBO. I mean, it's just smart. You never know what you're going to find.
Right. Yeah, you never know what you're going to get there. I mean, I know like sometimes when even the pipe-in would come in, the PVC pipe-in would come in, sometimes it would fall. And if it was cold outside, like the ends would be cracked. So you'll buy a 10-footer or a 20-footer or whatever, but they'll give you a reduced price because it's not going to be that length. It's going to be a little shorter.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But as long as you don't mind, you just cut behind where it's broken.
Yep.
Things like that. That most places won't do that, but that's one thing that they do.
No, that's I think that was very important. Thank you for sharing. I mean, a lot of people do use HEP, so that's very good. So I will go, and then I will hand it over to Elaine. So my first one immediately when Jen had suggested that we do something like this, you see me talking with her on social media a lot. She's a musician. Now, I did make notes, so don't think I'm just winging this. I kind of am. Okay. First of all, her name is Solo Boogie. She's from Lexington, Kentucky, that area. Okay. She is a rapper. She's also trying to be an actress. And somewhere along the line, not too long ago, she became blind. I don't know exactly why, and it's not none of my business. But I love her music, and when you're handed a curveball like being blind, some people, I guess I want to say, would just fold. But she was in the studio. She was putting out music. She loves what she does. I love her music. I know you've all seen me advocate for her because she's a big fan of this show. And when I told her what we were doing, I just know like she was just so appreciative. But nobody would sign her, right? So she made up her own label. And just because I know YouTube and Facebook is going to flag this, I have permission to play this music. And so this is one of my favorite songs from Solo Boogie. It's called Patched Up. And I'm just going to play just a small snippet of it. So like I said, she's a big fan of the show. She's always sharing stuff for us and telling everybody down around where she lives. So when Jen had suggested we do the show, this was the first person I thought of. So you can listen to her she's on YouTube. She's on every social media platform. You can listen to her. I'm pretty sure on iHeartRadio. That was just Amazon, but you can find her on Spotify, Pandora. Her name is Solo Boogie. She has out 5 albums. They're all great. I love the music. You will too. So that was my first one. Just find her. Her name is Solo Boogie. SOLOBOOGIE. Yeah.
She's a super positive person. She's super sweet.
Yeah. Yep. I think we're all somewhat affiliated with her, someone on one of our platforms. So, and she just commented on one of our videos on YouTube. So she keeps us rocking down there. So, so we're just returning the love here. Miss Aline, we all know who you're going to talk about. She's can we say that she's a bona fide superstar that we all have met in person?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Aline.
Sure.
She's well known in the Finger Lakes now. And I think most people, they know Knapp Winery, but I think most of them aren't aware that they own a restaurant right behind the winery called Field and Vine. And, Haley's my daughter. And she is a chef at Field and Vine. She's on the map, and she put them on the map. And I couldn't be any prouder of her than I am.
You're being modest. Come on. We just had her on the show a month ago. Yeah.
She's going places. She just went to Rhode Island for a competition with 2 other people. Originally, it was supposed to be 12, and she came in third out of 3 of them. The other 2, I believe one of them was professionally trained. He had his trainer with him. He had competed nationally before, and this was her very first time competing. So I, I'm extremely proud of her. I mean, she went all the way there, no professional training whatsoever. She did phenomenal.
How many
She won
chefs
best
were there?
appetizer, just 3. So I hope she does it again, and I hope she goes on to compete in other places.
So if our listeners and viewers are not aware of who Aleen's daughter is, so we had her on the show. Her name is Haley Clark. She is 24. She is the executive chef of this establishment, and she has had no culinary schooling whatsoever. She just did it on her own from the top of her brain, and she is in charge of, correct me if I'm wrong, Aleen, everything in the kitchen, from staff to food to this to that. Whatever she says goes.
Yep, she runs it all. And right now, she has no staff. Nobody wants to work. Working in a kitchen is tough.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Yeah. Haley Clark is going to be phenomenal. One day she will have her own restaurant, and we'll still be sitting here doing a show. Said, hey, we just had dinner over at Haley's, whatever she wants to call it. I don't know. And so, yeah, we'll be doing. She's going places. 24 years old, never had any culinary, and she just does a phenomenal job. Congratulations to her.
Yep.
What time do we got? We got time for you to do another one?
22 minutes.
Oh, we got time. Okay. Jackie, I'll wait for Sean. For our listeners, Jackie's boyfriend will be coming on the show to talk about his business. I'm just waiting to get the confirmation from him. So don't let me talk. Miss Jen, take it away.
This is Four Tails Pet Spa in Seneca Falls, 149 Fall Street. It is owned by a friend of mine's daughter. Dog bathing, haircuts, nail trims. I've never been there, but I just wanted to try to support her, throw it out there. She's got all the reviews are great, polite, kind, patient, does good work, prices are good. So just throwing that out. Four Tails Pet Spa in Seneca Falls.
Four Tails. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. George, you got one?
Yeah. Yeah, I can do the one quick. How long we got?
23.
We are at 23
All
minutes. We got about 20 minutes.
All right. So this one, some of you have probably heard of it. It's called Hip Shot. It's a machine shop in Interlaken. When I worked there, he may have had 25 employees. He started the business in California, and he met a woman and got married. And the woman that he married, the reason she was in California was because she was visiting her brother. Her and her brother were close. Her brother and her graduated from Romulus High School. And you may know her brother as Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore.
What?
He graduated. He was him and his sister and all their brothers and sisters were born in New York City. Their mom moved from New York City to Romulus, where they graduated high school from Romulus. He left Romulus to go to Hollywood to become an actor.
Oh.
his sister was really close with him. She moved out to California just to be near him. Married the owner of Hip Shot. And then later, probably when her mother got older and whatever, she decided she wanted to move back home. And he said, okay. He moved the entire business to Interlake in New York. They make guitar parts. They make all the guitar parts that you'll see on any guitar made in America. Gibson, Fender. It won't have his name on it because it's originally for that guitar. However, if you buy an aftermarket part, it'll have the Hip Shot name on it. I just thought it was interesting because it's a small machine shop. It's not even that big. Like I said, I think at best we may have had 20 to 30 people working there at one time.
Interesting.
Can you order parts through them?
What's that?
Can you actually order parts through them?
I don't know. I'm not sure if you can order straight from them.
No, I said mine was too short.
Oh,
But
you
might be able to. I mean, you might actually be able to order the parts straight from them. I know once in a while at the high school, they do the awards. When they do the awards, you get gifts from different places. I know I think it's at the end of the school year at the award ceremony, they usually every year make a guitar. They buy the basics for the guitar because they don't make the whole guitar. They just make all the metal parts that are on it. And then they use their parts and they build a guitar to sell, to give away at the awards.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I just got I just got a notification from Sean. I told him that after our commercial break, I'll bring him on I'll bring him on.
All right.
I'll just do one more just before our commercial break, and then we'll continue. So just my second one, Jackie, did you hear me? I got Sean. I'm just going to do one, then we'll take a commercial break, and then I'll bring him back instead of me trying to figure out how to do it while we're live. Yeah, we don't want to see that. So my second one obviously is a very, very, very good friend of mine. You all know him as Big Will. He was the one that was wearing our podcast shirt at his place of work. He got a lot of compliments. He got a lot of questions. Got to give a shout out to Big Will, Quest, Merce, Jones, Dimes, and they're all produced by this incredible individual named Cap. The name of the podcast is on every platform. You can listen to it on everything. It's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. He's, like I said, he's a very good friend of mine. He's over here all the time for football. If you're into wrestling and if you're into all sports, this podcast right here is what you need to get into. It's called Pins and Wins. It's a pretty cool name. It's right up Will. It's what he loves to talk about. It's about his first passion was wrestling, and he loves sports. Not really good at fantasy football, but anyways, that is Pins and Wins. You can find it anywhere. So if you're just into wrestling, and I mean, he is so up to date on wrestling. I don't know. He just does everything. And so Pins and Wins.
Does he talk about just new wrestling or old?
So I think what he normally does, he just talks about like the latest SmackDown or the coming WrestleMania or
all right,
or the new.
Just wondering.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm not into it anymore.
I don't know anything about the newer wrestling, but so
every once in a while I'll see something on it, but I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. But he's a big fan of our show, and so I told him what we were doing, and I got the okay to give all those shout outs. But so with that, ladies and gentlemen, it was Pins and Wins. We are going to take a commercial break right now. As soon as I find that button, they keep on moving.